Hey, my name is Chelsea Oglebay and I'm the Creative Manager.
Hi, I'm Sally Henry and I am the Director of Communications.
I'm Amy Hawkinson. I'm the Assistant Executive Director and CFO at Arizona Christian School Tuition Organization.
At ACSTO, we provide students with scholarships so they can attend a Christian school. We do that by utilizing the tax credit donations that people give. And so basically what that means is taxpayers like you and I can actually choose to donate to ACSTO, and in return, we get a dollar for dollar tax credit against what we normally would be paying in state taxes. So it's really not costing donors anything to give, and it's a great program that's been around here for 24 plus years. What I do at ACSTO is I oversee our marketing team. So we have a team of school coordinators and our creative manager, and so my job is really to work on educating, helping people understand the program, whether it's parents, donors, schools, just reaching people and helping them take advantage of this program, because believe it or not, less than 5% of taxpayers actually participate in this program. And so there's so many more people we can reach and educate about what they can do differently with their money.
ACSTO is different than a lot of other nonprofits, mainly because of how we are funded. So we are funded through donors because of the private school tax credit that is available here in Arizona. Because that private school tax credit has limits, so donors can only donate a specific amount. Whereas your other nonprofits, they usually have donors donating several times throughout the year, or you'll have a large donor donate very generously. ACSTO really doesn't have donors who go outside of the limits of the tax credit program.
So in years past, our main marketing focus, or the way we marketed our company, is through our website, honestly, word of mouth. We did Facebook, Instagram, we did our mailings, emails. We never explored the digital marketing component whatsoever. And so, and to be honest, a lot of it had to do with just not understanding it. And so we had never taken the time to really explore it. It's hard for me to say that whether or not I can't really say we never used digital, because we did use Facebook and Instagram. But to be honest, we were using it because we figured we had to. We figured that was the only way to reach people. Whether or not we were successful utilizing it, we didn't know how we were tracking it or how to track it. So moving to the programmatic services was a huge difference for us, because we could actually see the results month to month.
In the past, we've reached our donor base specifically by doing mailings. That's how we started our program. We would go to churches and ask them to do a mailing with us. And every year after year, we do a mailing, and it reaches the same people over and over. We weren't growing that donor base because it was just the same people over and over. By moving to digital advertising, we've been able to expand that donor base to people that we would have never reached before, because they weren't part of a congregation or they weren't part of a school. So that's what's been so amazing about using digital advertising.
We first learned about Genius Monkey through one of our vendors. We had been talking to him a lot about how we can change things up, how we can reach more people. We knew the world was changing. We knew we had to change the way we did things. So he introduced us to Jeremy and Aaron. And I'll never forget when we first went to this meeting with them. It was like, oh my gosh, they know what we do. They know about tax credits. They know about the value of the program. And it was so refreshing to work with somebody or meet somebody that actually understood what we did and actually cared about what we did and had a desire to see us be successful. We've been working with them for now 4 years, and it's really made a difference on helping us reach people that we know we would never have been able to reach through our mailers or through our emails. It's been a big benefit for us.
When we first met Jeremy and Aaron, it was honestly like a breath of fresh air. They understood what we did. They understood the tax credit program. So we didn't have to spend hours educating them on what we did and how hard it is to gain new donors. They got it. So it was really the easiest conversation we've ever had with anybody outside of our organization. Choosing to partner with Genius Monkey was definitely a leap of faith. As a nonprofit, and specifically our nonprofit, we work on an 8% budget. So we are very limited with funding. We weren't spending any money on advertising really prior to that, minuscule, I would say. So being able to work with Genius Monkey and having them walk us through the whole process. This is what you're gonna expect the first 30 days, the first 60 days, this year was extremely helpful. It helped put our mind at ease that what we were investing, we would definitely see a return, and we did. We wouldn't go back and not do this. Like, it's been such a blessing for our organization, helping us grow, especially during a pandemic year. The growth was phenomenal.
ACSTO does a lot of direct mailing pieces, which is great. It only reaches a certain audience though. Genius Monkey can come into play with that, and they can help reach those same people, but then also expand that audience to so much greater than we could ever imagine. So you imagine that somebody receives one of our mailing pieces, but then a couple days later, they also see an ad on their phone, on their computer, that reminds them of that mailing piece. So Genius Monkey is just such a perfect complement to what we do. It also helps us reach so many more people than we could possibly imagine. When you look at our dashboard, within the last 5 months alone, Genius Monkey has helped us gain 920 of our donations. When ACSTO started working with Genius Monkey, it's a little bit scary at first. I mean, you're kind of taking a leap of faith. You don't know what your ROI is going to be at the beginning. And so we started out a little bit safe. We did just 1 display ad. And then when we saw that that was really successful, year 2, we ended up doing 2 display ads. And since then, we've been able to tack on a video component. And now what we're really excited about and what we're looking forward to exploring is the audio and the OTT commercial ads. In the first 4 months of working with Genius Monkey, we saw an increase in our donor portal of over 200%. And then you fast forward 2 years from that, we've seen an additional 70% on top of that.
With the pandemic, there was a lot of fear as to what's that going to do to our organization, what's that going to do to our donations, because our #1 job is to help kids stay in a Christian school. And believe it or not, we actually had tremendous growth this past year. Our organization, we grew by 24.5% in donations, which, besides the fact that we contribute much of our growth to God, we do know that our efforts with the programmatic services made a difference. We have seen, obviously, just a growth in donations, but a growth in our retention rate, a growth in the number of donors, new donors to our organization. And I don't think any of that would have been possible without utilizing Genius Monkey to help reach more and more people. We've worked with the different ad platforms we've utilized in the past is obviously Facebook and Google Ads. Again, not super clear on what we were doing with that. We just knew that we had to do it. We don't know the results. We didn't track how those things went, but we just figured, well, everybody else was doing it, we should do it too. And so, and honestly, it was frustrating sometimes because all you ever got was a computer or an automated response anytime you tried to get help. So it actually became frustrating. And with Genius Monkey, with using them as an ad platform, we have a human being to talk to. I mean, Aaron's been great. He answers our questions. Even if we ask the same question 5 times, he's been great to work with. So, and we can see our results with Genius Monkey. We know that the money we're investing is well spent, and the return on that is probably much higher. And so, even though it's scary to take that investment as a nonprofit to spend money in that niche, I wouldn't go back. I would have to say one of the biggest benefits of working with Genius Monkey is truly the relationship we have developed with them. We've developed friendships, we've developed just a great rapport in just how we work. They continue to seek ways to help us grow. And we constantly are tapping into them for ideas about how we can grow more, even if it's outside their wheelhouse. They're there to help us and offer advice and suggestions on what we could do to grow even outside what Genius Monkey can provide for us. When we first started looking into doing the programmatic services, we didn't even explore any other options as far as companies go, because we knew just from talking to other people and other vendors that Genius Monkey can give us exactly what we need, and that's just that dashboard information that they have, the information that they can show us what are our results. Because to be honest, at the beginning, our executive director was extremely hesitant about investing anything into this. And to be able to come back to him and say, look, this is what we've done this just the first year with a very limited budget, sold him.
The Genius Monkey dashboard is every marketing person's dream. It can seem kind of overwhelming at first because there's just so much information, but the more you dive into it, you see that there are graphs and diagrams, there's definitions and descriptions to help you understand everything that you see there. My personal favorite is that it's all coordinated, and so it's really easy to follow all of the information that's available on there. You also are seeing direct responses to all of your ads. You're seeing direct ROIs, which you're not going to get at a lot of other places.
So in our relationship with Genius Monkey, I would have to say that the thing that I value the most is just who they are as human beings and how they really care about what we do. They're not focused so much always on how much money are we going to spend on the services, but what they care about is it working, is it helping? And I don't believe they would ever guide us to do something that they don't feel was truly effective for us. And it's always funny because I am not a tech person. I don't understand, even sometimes to this day, I get very confused about what we're doing. But Aaron's always been great to make sure I do understand it. He explains things in terminology and in ways that we can digest it, and then obviously in turn explain it to our leadership as well.
So digital marketing can feel like a leap of faith at first. It was scary for us as a small nonprofit. You don't know exactly what your ROI is going to be at the beginning, but I can say after 4 years of us doing this that it is so worth it. You think about the post-pandemic world that we're currently living in, and there's so many more people who are working from home, which means that they're spending more time on their tablets, their computers, their iPhones, and their TVs. There's that much more real estate out there for companies to dive in, to get onto the screens of people. Because the truth is that digital marketing is the way of the future. Whether we like it or not, that's just the way that our world is going. And so I would just encourage other nonprofits to just rip off the Band-Aid and do it. For us, it was so worth it, and we would do it again in a heartbeat.
To other nonprofits, I would say to just do it. Take that leap of faith and invest in digital marketing, specifically with Genius Monkey. They make it very easy, and your rewards are so worth it. We have had nothing but great results from our partnership and from the money that we have invested. We have no regrets whatsoever. I feel one of the things that I love most about Genius Monkey is our relationship and how they've made it so easy. I feel like they care about us personally, not only in our relationship as a company, but as people. And there's actually a face to who we work with. It's not, just calling a company and getting some customer service rep that I have no idea who. They really care about us. They care that we understand what we're doing, which is really important to me because I don't understand the whole digital marketing arena. So it was very important to me to understand exactly what we were doing and how we were doing it, and really put it in terms that helped me understand everything. So we have a great relationship, and we love Genius Monkey. love everybody there.
As a nonprofit, we function on an 8% budget. The law allows us to actually function on a 10% budget, but we choose only to function on an 8% budget because our number one goal is to give as much money back to the students as we possibly can. If ACSTO can invest in programmatic services on an 8% budget, there's no reason why other nonprofits shouldn't be doing the same. What we have seen over the years, the 4 years, we've only grown. Our donor retention rate has grown. New donors to our organization has grown, and I do believe a lot of that has to do with the services that Genius Monkey is providing. So for nonprofits that are looking at doing this, I would tell you, do it. Find the money. It's worth every single dime because if you don't invest, you can't grow.